It's 5:33. Let's call the meeting to order.
All right, so pretty light agenda this evening. We have a few job descriptions on the agenda that had previously been on another agenda back in September or so, or October. So these items shouldn't be new. It's just we wanted to get obviously the cost of living adjustment all squared away, so we could factor that into the budget. So now that we've got that milestone crossed off, I wanted to turn the attention to some of these job descriptions. So tonight we'll be reviewing the permanent administrator, management analyst, communications director, and intern. So I guess we'll just start off with the permanent administrator position. Pat DeShane's the community and economic development director, is on with us this evening. This is a position that would report to him. So it's a position that had existed on the schedule. There was a principal clerk that was working in the office, part-time principal clerk. I think sort of 30 hours or so. Pat, is that right for Amy?
I think we had her at 32.
So then she earlier this year she gave her notice and took a position in another town, more consistent with her professional goals. So with that opportunity, we tried to see if there were ways where we can get more of the position. So with the position that's currently on the schedule, this plan reviewer position, it includes more responsibilities and can assist Pat in more of the day-to-day operations of his office and his department. It's just comparable in terms of the budget. So we just figured, well, if we're paying this amount, why not try to get more out of the position if we can? So like I mentioned, it was a position that had previously existed, just hadn't been filled. So you'll see some of the changes that Pat and I are recommending in terms of revisions to some of the examples of work, what he'd be looking specifically out of this position. I would just point out that there are some of the revisions include crossing out some of the responsibilities as it relates to the planning board. I know it's come up with this board a few times in the past that Pat's position has had several iterations over the course of the past few years or so, sometimes involving some responsibilities with the planning board. The most recent iteration is the community and economic development position that Pat has, which doesn't have any work with the planning board, but focuses mostly on economic development, working with the zoning board. So you'll notice that those references to the planning board have been removed from the job description. But, are there any questions about the job description? Anything that Pat can answer?
No, this is Mike. No, I don't have any questions. I remember seeing this before.
Okay. All right. If there are no questions, I would ask somebody to make a motion to approve the job description as amended.
I'll make a motion.
Mike, you're breaking up on. It sounds like you made a motion to approve the job description. Is that right?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I'll
yes.
second.
Second by Julie. Any further discussion? If not, Mike, I know you're driving. You're in the vehicle, so why don't I'll take it from here if you want. So, Mike, how do you vote?
Yes.
Shannon
Yes.
and Julie.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's 3-0-0. Pat, you're welcome to continue to stay with us. Otherwise, if you want to hop off, that's up to you.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Pat.
Have a good night.
Night.
So the next job description was for the management analyst position. This is a position that would report under the direction of the town administrator and support the TA's office, finance department, human resource department. There were some of the responsibilities, what we discussed at the last meeting included preparing information and materials for budgets and certain boards and committees, reports, researching and preparing information for grants, budget development, financial administration, purchasing functions. So just be sort of a generalist working to try to find efficiencies in town government. I mentioned that we modeled this after comparable positions in other towns that are starting to pop up. Norwood, town of Norwood has actually 3 of these positions, one in their manager's office, one human resource, one in DPW, and one in their light department. And then there's some other towns that are starting to put these positions in their operations to try to identify efficiencies. So are there any questions about this position?
Nope.
Okay, there being none, I'll entertain a motion to approve that job description.
I'll make a motion.
All right, motion by Mike. Second.
I may have not unmuted. I would like to second the motion.
Okay, thanks. Any further discussion?
No, should we do another vote?
Yeah, we'll do a roll call vote. Mike,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
and Julie.
Yes.
All right, great, thank you. The next position for review tonight is the Director of Communications. This would work under the supervision of the IT Director, under the general direction of the Town Administrator's Office. So like I mentioned last month, this position would help centralize a lot of the information that's available, is circulated among the public, either on the website, using some of the media available, such as Walpole Media, social media, print media, things of that nature. Would involve communication strategy. And I think really what the intention behind this is to standardize some of the information that comes out of Town Hall. A lot of the information comes from, the department level, so it's a little inconsistent as far as how information is prepared and distributed at the department level. So what we're seeking to do is try to centralize this function and make it a little bit more consistent, have it so it's information on the website and some of those media outlets that I mentioned earlier is produced on a timely level. So any questions about that position? Mike?
No, none
Okay.
since last time.
Okay, otherwise I will entertain a motion to approve that job description.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Any further discussion?
Nope.
Okay, Mike,
It's a yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
and Julie.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Then the last job description is just the job description for the position of intern. So like I mentioned, this is a position that we've had pop up here and there in several departments. This is just to legitimize it and make it a little bit more standard across the departments. So departments have kind of a guideline and a tool to kind of work off of. So any questions about that job description?
I have none.
No, I didn't
Okay.
have any.
All right, otherwise I'll entertain a motion to approve that job description.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Julie, second by Mike. Any further discussion? If not, Mike?
It's yes.
Okay, Shannon
Yes.
and Julie.
Yes.
Great. The only last two items on the agenda is just the PARs. Maybe had a chance to look at those, but there's no questions on those. I'll entertain a motion on those also.
I'll make a motion to approve those.
Okay, so
Second.
second by Julie. All right, any further discussion? If not, Mike,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
and Shannon.
Yes.
Okay, and then the
Ed,
other final item was
Can you just sign off on them, Patrick?
yeah,
Is that-
exactly.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So they come in exactly the format that are in the packet, so it's got all the information. So I just, after the personal board approves them, I just initial them. So.
Okay.
And then the final item is just the minutes from November 16th. I don't know if you had a chance to look those over. If there's any revisions.
That was.
I did look.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Julie.
No, that was the last part that I didn't get to. I reviewed everything else in the packet, so I don't know if we could hold off until
Yeah,
the
we can
next
hold off on
meeting, or
those.
if that's gonna be an issue.
Yep, no problem at all.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That works for me too, because I did have a note and I expected to be in a place where I could find it and read it to you, but I can't. So if we could hold them till the next meeting, that would be great.
You got it. So that's it. That's it for me for tonight. I don't know if there's any other discussion or if not. I think we can
What's
adjourn.
what should we go back? So we'll plan on meeting in January, second Tuesday.
Yeah, if you want. So that would be Tuesday, January 11th. if you can believe we're talking about January already. So
Crazy.
we'll do. I think we decided that December we were going to do 5:30, and then pick it up to 6 o'clock in January. Does that still work for everybody?
That's fine. I have flexibility on Tuesdays for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine for me. I have that 7 o'clock kind of cutoff, but we usually don't go past that. And if we do, it'll be fine.
All right. So that works for you.
My company's return to office got pushed to the end of January now, so I could do 5:30 on the 11th if that's easier.
It is for me. I don't know if Julie, does that work?
Yeah,
for
I
you?
can do that. Yep, 5:30 is fine.
All right.
Okay.
5:30 on Tuesday, January 11th. We'll plan for that then.
Awesome.
All right. Great. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Merry Christmas,
Have
everybody.
a good night. Yeah, Merry
Yeah, you
Christmas,
too.
guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, guys.